My name is Jeff Hulmes. I work at Elucis, and I am the manager of Analytical Sciences. And I manage all the analytical labs, and I actually do work in the lab once in a while. And my whole background is in analytical protein sciences. So. I've become kind of a project manager, and so managing the laboratory and all the analytical work that goes on there, managing data, reviewing data and results, managing people that are in the lab. And then I also manage projects both internally and externally, so we work a lot with outside contractors for research, for assays, for production of the drug that we're working on. So I'm involved in a lot of different things, a lot of project management, and but there's a lot of science that goes on that I work on. A typical day, well, the one thing that I like about the sciences and why I've stuck with it for over 20 years is that every day is different and there is no typical day. Recently, a typical day has been centered around a lot of problem solving and meetings to tackle problems, whether they're troubleshooting assays or reviewing data or presenting results. A lot of times, much of the work is centered around gathering all the results that are done in the laboratories or with outside companies, and then presenting it to other people, whether it's the board members or other scientists, and just discussing it and moving the projects along. I was always interested in the sciences through high school. I grew up in New Jersey and went to Hawthorne High School and the school system there. I took a lot of science courses and advanced science courses in high school. This was back in the 70s. Then I went to Cook College at Rutgers University and got a degree, actually a Bachelor's of Arts degree in biochemistry, because Cook College gives Bachelor's of Arts, or did. From there, I went to work at Hoffman La Roche, a pharmaceutical company, and during that period, I was going to graduate school at Rutgers in Newark. So I was working full-time and doing night school, and got a master's degree in biochemistry zoology at Rutgers Newark. So I never went for my PhD. I somewhere along the line discovered that the way to advance my career was to move from company to company. My first job at Hoffman La Roche was for 6.5 years. I gained a lot of experience. I did get my master's degree while I was there. I moved up and progressed that way, and then because of all of the experience and the skills that I had learned at Hoffman La Roche, I was able to take that to another company. So I went to American Cyanamid Company at Letterly Labs up in Pearl River, New York. And from there, I was deep into the pharmaceutical industry and biotechnology, and had to deal with all the things that go along with pharmaceutical companies, which is mergers and downsizing and all that nonsense. But I was able to stick to what I wanted to do by going from company to company. So I went from there. I wound up at a research institute in Lake Placid, New York, called the W. Alton Jones Cell Science Center. I learned more analytical techniques, mass spectrometry. From there, I worked at Imclone Systems in New York City. So I went from living in the Adirondacks in New York to Manhattan, and but I was doing research in Manhattan and managing projects there. From there, I went to Bristol Myers Squibb, back to a big company, to do more proteomics and protein analysis work. Worked there for 6 years, and then decided when I got moved from my protein analytical work to a different area, I decided I wanted to stay with that. So I came to Elucis, where I could use the skills that I had been using for about 20 years. And so I've been here about 2 years. I don't know if it's a typical career path. I know other people who have had this career organization for 30 years. I just went and visited people at Hop on the Roche a week ago who have been there for 30 years. Some people choose to take that career path and stay within a job that they're comfortable in and that they, stick it through and, build up a pension. Other people, I do know quite a few people around from company to company. The industry, it's not, there's no safety, there's no security. Whether you're in a big company, whether you're in a small biotech company, whether you're in a university, probably, it's, you're kind of on your own. You're a free agent. You have to make your own path, and you have to sell yourself along the way, and you have to just go with what that really motivates you. And so, is it a typical career path? It's a career path that's worked for me, and it's probably it's not atypical. I think when I started working at Hoffman LaRoche, all through college, I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. I got a degree in biochemistry, and I liked sciences and I liked learning. And when I worked at Hoffman LaRoche, I learned the art of protein sequencing, which is analyzing proteins and the amino acid structure. And so I was trained on that. And while I did that, I was working with all kinds of researchers who were really intently interested in the information that I could provide using these techniques, and I got to work with people at very high levels. I worked with one person who was a Nobel laureate that through a collaboration, and just realizing that I was providing information that was unique, and for the first time this sequence of amino acids that I was just discovering that sequence. That was a big aha moment for me. That I was like, I really like this. I really like doing science. I get some of the things that you realize that no matter where you go, there's politics. Politics deal. So there's more to just working in the lab and doing your own thing. There's a lot of interaction with people, and so there's good things to that, and there's bad things to that. There's you do have to deal with all kinds of people, and but that's one of the things that I like, is that you do. There's a lot big collaborative effort, and I like working with people and trying to get answers. My favorite part is working with other people to come up with answers to questions that whether they're very basic science or they're applied science or applied to help moving the company forward or just advancing science, and doing it with other people. That's what I enjoy the most.